to hit the stop streaming. Alright, we're back. Something happened. I clicked the wrong button, but we're live. So I hope everybody's still there, because I screwed up and I hit the wrong button. I got this new mouse and I do not like it because it's only got one click on it. So I hope everybody is still there with me. But anyways, today we're gonna work on a relay board. Let's get the two cameras rolling. We're gonna be working on this. We have two smoked relays, as you can see right here. You can't see right here. Yes, you can. Well, you can kind of see one of them. Let me get rid of this. Alright, we got two smoked relays right here. Hey David, what's up? We got these two relays right here that are trashed. This one we got a melted, the gate is just melted. So we're going to replace that. I have a donor part right here that we're going to be putting in. I'm just taking this piece right here off. We're going to just use this piece. And then I got two new coils to replace these. Because let's face it, these things have been through a lot. They're bulging. This one's all crusty. It's broke right here. This one's on the verge of it. So we're just going to replace these. And Z27-100 will go here. Z28-1150 is going to get replaced with a Z28-1200. I was told this is a direct replacement from Pinball Resource. So that's what we're going to do. But anyways, I'm glad everybody's here, and sorry for my screw up this morning. I had the whole beginning set and I hit another button and it stopped streaming. So then I'm sitting here talking to myself, realizing I'm not streaming. So anyways, alright, let's get to the one camera, I guess. And I put my chat up on I have a big TV monitor, so I can actually glance over and read everything really easy. So that's going to help me today, so I can chat with you more. And this is the last week of my 10-week giveaway tickets for tvMGC. Here we go. The first part of the YouTube link is the instructions on how to win the tickets, and the second part is the actual thread I have that's on YouTube, and that's a what do you call it? You only can see it if I give you the link. But just do whatever they say, and you can win tickets. 2 tickets for Sunday for MGC, or 1 ticket for Saturday. I've been kind of like going on and off with this because I had a guest a couple weeks, and that kind of threw me off. I thought it was more important. We'll focus on the guest and the, what do you call it? Dave's and mine chat. So I figured we'll just let the week go for another week. But this is going to be the last week, and I'm probably going to put it on YouTube so you can see who won. So I'm taking all 10 weeks. I'm going to take the winner from each week, and then I'm going to take those 10 winners and pick one winner, and then whoever wins that gets the tickets. And then you got like probably 2 weeks to claim the tickets. Let's do 2 weeks, and then after that there's going to be another winner I'll pick if you don't claim them within 2 weeks. I hope you claim them within 2 weeks. But anyways, let's get to taking this one apart first, putting a new coil on it, and we're going to start adjusting everything and cleaning everything. I got my little tool over there. So we're going to be cleaning this board, I don't know, a little different than what you're used to seeing. I need to get a little container to put these screws in. I use containers from anything. I have no idea what this was from, but I'll throw my screws in there. And the reason why I'm going to take off all these banks, this whole banker relay, I'm going to flip them up over, and then I'm going to get underneath here and be able to vacuum it really super nice, and it will be really super clean. But that's what we're going to do. But I'm going to replace this relay first. Get that old one out. Crusty. Yeah, that's all swollen too. It might be good, but it's got no label on it anymore, and we don't know if it's really good or not. I could ohm test it, but there's a reason why that label totally came off. So I think it's better just toss it and put a new one on. So that's what we're going to do. And these, make sure you put all the screws back on in the exact same way. There we go, that's nice and snug. We got free moving. Let's put that there. Move my soldering bench over. Clean my tip off. So what's everybody doing today? Well, you know what I'm doing. Earlier I cut the grass. That's a good 1 hour job. Like an hour and 10 minutes. That's what I did earlier. I hope you guys had a little more fun than what I had. Where do we go with that? And this. We can heat that up. Once we get it hot enough, it should want to fall off. Let me clean my tip. Alright, come on, heat up. I see you heating up. And I can feel my fingers getting hot. Alright, how are you? Oh, you're wrapped around. Alright. Alright, we're done playing with that. I only play with them for so long. Wrong one. I always grab the wrong one. Here we go. Ha ha ha. You lost. And then last night, if you don't know about the Midwest Gaming Classics Game Night Lock-In, you should go and find out about it. Go to MidwestGamingClassic.com and check out the Game Night Lock-In. I was just there repairing some games. Got a couple games for you guys that we got going last night. One that I was really happy to work on, actually like 4 or 5 of us worked on it that night, was I think it was a 57 Williams Speedway. And this is just moving. I might need to screw it back down. I had to completely rebuild one of the steppers on it. It was just so gunked up and caked where it was barely doing what it needed to do. it had no problem stepping up. It had a problem stepping down. Dave, you playing those slots again? So we worked on that. We got that working, and then for some reason all four of us decided to have fun on it and play that old game, and we were just trying to beat each other on it, which was really fun. It was actually really super fun doing that because, you know, it's a really old game. I think it's like a 50s. If anybody wants to Google it and get me the actual year, it's a Williams Speedway wood rail. But yeah, we just had a fun time playing that thing. Four of us, just trying to beat each other, and we were yelling at the game and talking real nice to the game and telling the game how nice and pretty it was and stuff like that. Just some of us were sweet talking the game, trying to get the game in our favor. But I don't think it that mattered at the end, because I think Dan ended up winning just because he's played that game more than all of us. But it was a great game. I really enjoyed it. But we gotta go back there, and I got two more steppers that need a little attention. And I still gotta finish the head on this game too. I'll probably do that during the week. You really wrapped this around good. There we go. The game's all working good. It's just a couple. It's got two more steppers on it, and they're just not registering perfectly. The game's playable, but sometimes the scores, because it shows scores by the back glass. They just it turns on different lights. Yeah, let's get done playing with that too. So yeah, it just turns on different lights, and that's how it gives you your score. So it just got like 10,000, and that will light up on the screen. So it's a cool game. It's very retro. But yeah, that was my day last night. That was it got there at 7. My wife said you got home like after 2 a.m. So I don't know. I thought I got home like at 1:30. But maybe that's when she just realized I was home. But our dog was barking like crazy when I got home, so I don't know. I'm just trying to tin this. I'm gonna have to tin a wire. Yuck. I got part of it tinned. There we go. That's pretty now. Alright. So let's get that old one out and get the new one in. As you can see, this one broke already. Oh, it's just falling apart in pieces now. Look at that. So we got a mess right here. You see the mess? You can't really see the mess. You go wide out a little bit. Right here. We got a nice little mess. Nasty. Alright. Take this, put this on the side right there. Now we're gonna get the rest of the chunks out of here. Big old chunk right there. Alright, let's take this spring off. Come on. Am I gonna have to get a little screwdriver? Yeah, oh, here it is. I don't have to get it when I have it. Here we go. It's off. Let's set that right there. And now this screw comes out. Hey Ed, what's up? How you doing today? I'm just replacing these two smoked relay coils on this game, and then this one has a melted gate that I'm replacing with a donor used one. It had a little thermonuclear meltdown and it just fell apart. So I got a donor one right here, no, right here, that we're going to put on. And this one's in really good shape. Oh, you got a ton from a bowling game? Well, that's cool. Yeah, if I need any, I'll let you know. I think I'm set right now for this game. But yeah, if you're not going to do anything with them, I'll take them. Or give you some money for them or something like that. But I can always use them, like Z28 1200s and was it Z27 1150s, Z27 1000s. Those are always very useful. Alright, and then these pieces I'm going to put over here because I'm not reusing them, they're rusty. But this piece I will reuse. I'm going to have to take the stack off that one too, so I can get it out. I'm not worried about these leaves too much. There we go, there's our new piece. Well, not new, but it's better new than what it was. So next is going to be the stack. You can see, let me get down here and let me tilt it up a little bit, which is my right here, so you guys can see it a little bit better. There. You can see somebody was clearly messing with these. They got them all just bent up real good, and that's how they were. You can see that they just been totally bent and hacked on, so we're gonna have to straighten all of them up, put the new coil in, get the new pieces on together, and it's just gonna be a fun little project. But we need to get this cleaned off real good first. Where are we? Let's zoom back out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 little monitors going on right now, and they're all on different time. My camera's got the little screen on it that I can see, and then I got my laptop, and then that laptop is plugged into a 32-inch TV set, so I can see chat real easy now. And then I got my iMac over on the side that's in real time running OBS. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff going. I need some sandpaper for that to get a little cleaner. But good news, everybody. Casino is gone. That is with its new owner, enjoying its new life. Chicago Coin Casino. That was a fun game. And it's another game that I let my wife play. And she's like, why did you sell this one again? I get that a few times on games that I sell. She always wants to know, why did you sell this one? This is a fun game. Why did you sell it? And my thing is like, well, you told me that we need to make room in the basement, and I have to learn that I can't keep everything. So that is why I sold the game. Now, another thing I like to do too is I like to take my games and just tear them apart and hide them in the furnace room. So we got a furnace room that's off this game room that I'm in, or AKA workshop. I'm trying to get these straight. That way I can just break down a game and stick it in there. That's what I plan on doing. This way I can keep more games, and then I can just rotate them. You know, when I get bored with them instead of selling them. That's what I'd like to do. This one is just a little tweaking on it to try to get the S out of it. I want to get most of the S out of it. Trying to make it as flat as I can. But it's kind of hard when they were bent like that. There we go. I think those are about as good as they're going to get. Oh. Name that song. Anyways, let's get this put together. Do I have any Novus 2 right around me? Yes, I do. And I got a little rag over here. Since I got it apart, let's run a little Novus 2 on the plastic. And clean it. If you got it apart, you might as well clean it, you know what I mean? Clean all the pieces off. I'm not going to really like scrub on this too hard, because it's a used piece, it's not a brand new piece. And I don't know how baked this thing was in another game, so I don't want to push on it too hard and have it snap on me. But it feels real super strong, which is good. Alright. We got that cleaned. Now we got to take this step off here so we can feed these back down through. And Ed, I gave up my wireless mic because that Snowball, I feel, is doing a great job. Instead of me having my wireless mic on all the time, I think that Snowball is doing a great job. So thanks for that tip on that. Otherwise, I'd be wearing that cordless mic, which I have no problem doing. It's a little pain. But the one thing I liked about the cordless mic was it was easy to turn off. I could just go like this and hit a button and it would be off. And that's the only thing I really miss. With the Snowball, I have to go up to the computer and turn it off. But oh well, you give up something for something. But yeah, I do like that Snowball. I think it's awesome. Alright. Get these back tightened up. Alright. Cutting the grass was fun today. It's always fun. What I do is I get that a little crooked. Is that better? Yeah. I get an old iPhone, and I just have all my music on there. I just put that on, and I cut the grass like that. Alright. Yeah, like that. That will go like that. Look at that. Now we put the plate on. Get this plate. And who out there is planning to go to MGC? Anybody? If you're not planning to go to MGC, I can give you a reason to go. How about free tickets? Free tickets to MGC. You can win one for Saturday or two for Sunday. And that's how right there. Click the link on the first YouTube link is for the instructions on that, and then the second one is the unlisted link that you just need to follow the instructions. And while we're on MGC, just want you to know Ed, Pinball Mayhem Ed right there, he's on MGC too. He is on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. And if you like what I do, you'll love what Ed does, because just think of everything that's coin op. Anything that is an arcade that's coin op, Ed does. So if you enjoy this, you will love watching Ed too. Ed gets deep down, he does board repair and all that fun stuff, recaps monitors. So if you enjoy what I'm doing, you should be enjoying what Ed would do on his show. So check him out on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And we also got a new list too of everything. Where are we? Yeah, right here. Monday at 9:30 p.m. is Gamer Zone. Tuesday at 7 p.m., like I said, is Ed's Pinball Mayhem Workbench. Let's check that out. Fridays at 9:30 p.m. is Late Night Leveling with Josh. Sundays is what you're watching right now, Mark's Basement Arcade Chat and EM Repair. And then Sundays at 9 p.m. is Theme Park, FECs, and Arcades. FEC is Family Entertainment Center. So check that out. I know there's a new show coming out on, what do you call it? Yeah, Dave's like he was over by my house, and that's why I bought the blue snowball, was because I know Dave was going to be here, and I was like, there's no way we can share one wireless mic. And then he liked that, and he goes, how are we doing this? I'm like, I got this thing right up there, and it's picking us both up, and he couldn't believe it. I'm like, yeah, walk onto the other side of the basement and watch the computer screen. It's perfect. So, why is the wireless on? That is weird. It shouldn't even be on. That's weird. It says my wireless is working, but I know it isn't. Oh, you got an open package on your bench. I just opened one up today. I got a ozone machine, because I bought a stinky pinball, and it's been in my garage for a while now, and I can't get the stink out of it. So I broke down and I bought an ozone generator to hopefully get the stink out of it. Ooh, look at that. That is working beautifully. Alright, let's get that soldered up. But yeah, that blue ice, man, I love that mic. It's cool looking too. I like the retro look on it of the blue lettering. So you're not letting Dave camp out in your backyard, are you? So I know he likes to camp out at his sister's backyard. Did you let him into your refrigerator too? I know Dave was talking about going up there, and you said you had beer in the fridge. Alright, that's soldered down there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ouch, 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 ouch. There we go. And I got this tool here too. Well, Dave's at his sister's. It's a forceps that you can use for holding onto wires. And I always forget to use it for some reason. Let's get that there where it's supposed to be. Let's actually trim this off just a little bit, because we're not wrapping it around like they did from the factory, because I can't, because I don't have, when they wrapped it around, it was not all tinned up like it is now. And I need some solder. Oh, yeah, popped right off. There we go. It's so hot. Okay, yeah. Let me write that down on my sheet, my little cheat sheet here. William story. Ed. Alright. I'll try to remember to tell you that. Yeah, if you were in town, Ed, I think you would have had a blast last night with Dan. We were at the warehouse working on the games, and I had to rebuild a stepper on this old 50s Williams wood rail. It's called Speedway. And then after we got it working, 4 of us sat there and shopped it, put all new rubbers on it and everything. And then after that, Dan decided that we all needed to see who was the best playing the game. And Dan actually won because he cheated, because he's been playing the game longer than us. That's what we said. So it was kind of a fun time. We closed the night like that. Well, actually, we closed the night fighting with World Cup Soccer, because the display was getting a little wonky. But all of a sudden it decided working for some reason. Alright. I got this cool little gift here from Dave when he came and streamed with me. I don't think I need my soldering iron anymore. And if you guys want to know what I use for soldering, it's a Hakko FX888D. I bought this, I think a few years ago. I was building Raspberry Pi things, out of Nintendo cartridges. And then, you can plug them into your TV sets and then play all 7,000 games on your TV. And I bought it for that, solder the boards together, the contacts and wires on the boards. And I've just been using it for pinball now, because I stopped making those. But anyways, this is just a little cheap, I think it's a $10 Harbor Freight Dremel. And it's got, I think it's a 443 bit on it. But it's great for just getting in here and cleaning the contacts. And just like that, we're done, which is super awesome. Yes, it's the unofficial soldering station of tvMGC, and I'm trying to get Dan to get one, because you should have seen the thing he had last night. It wouldn't go past 450 degrees, and it was just some weird monster he had. But this thing works great. For cleaning the contacts, just give it a little buzz. There you get that open. And those are all clean now. So since we got those clean, let's get these Hey, what's up, Ryan? Glad you're here. So I was just telling him about the little Dremel that Dave gave me to do these contacts better, and do that. And then I was telling a story about last night how Dan made us have a competition with a old Williams wood rail, and then how he beat us because he's cheated and he's played it many times before us. So what I'm doing right now on these contacts, can we see? Yeah. Since these are all bent like crazy, I'm trying to get them to line back up correctly, be straight, get the S out of them, and then I want them, when they move, I want them to be tight on it, but when they move, like when this one right here moves away, that this one follows it just a little bit. I want it to follow so it gets like a wipe action every time it opens and closes. It gets that little wipe. So if you can get it to, when you, like this one, when you open it, if you can get a little follow off this one, it's always going to clean itself every time it opens and closes, and that's what you want to do. And plus, then you know it's got a real solid connection on it, because you know it's tight. It's tight enough to move it a little bit, so you know you got that real tight connection on there. Yes, you need a decent soldering station. I agree. That's, if you're working on any pinball, you do need a decent one. I think it's a must for your toolbox. Like those little, I originally started out with those little pen solderers. You just plug them in a wall and you let it sit there and it heats up. And yeah, those are garbage. This needs to open up a little bit. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just adjusting these, getting little minor adjustments. And then another thing I'm going to do too is, once this game is up and running, I'll leave it plugged in from morning till late night, so all these contacts can warm up from just the warmth of the machine. And a lot of times they sometimes will react, and then they'll sometimes settle in a different way. Sometimes they'll get too tight. Sometimes they'll open up and get a little loose. So I like doing that for a week, because these sometimes got a mind of their own. Yeah, every time I mess with one, I get another one that's a little off. Yeah, there goes that one again. So we're going to let that one sit for a while, because that one just keeps messing with me. And this one, I need to adjust this one in a little bit. And the contacts, you always want to adjust them way at the end here. At the end of the stack right here, not at the end where the contact is. You don't want to do them there. Hey, what's his toes? What's up? Yeah, Weller's an excellent product too. Weller, Hako. I have an old Weller big giant gun with a big trigger on it, and it's got two little light bulbs, and it's got this squiggy little tip that comes out of it. And that thing works really good too. But that, I don't even know what to use it on anymore. Where's my, there it goes. So I'm going to buzz through all these real quick. If I can get in there. There is quick. Oh, and everybody, Ryan at TurboGrafx-7 also has a Twitch channel, so feel free to click on it and join his Twitch channel. He does pinball streaming with Dave Brennan and other guests. Dave, you did what I think John on Friday. I think that's what his name was. I can't remember. You were drinking those what do you call it? Those ales or whatever. I got some of them in my refrigerator. I need to chug down, but I have a lemon pound cake. I'll show you. I bought them off an app. What are these other weird flavors? There we go. There's an app you can get for your phone that I got these off of. Oops, upside down. This is raspberry cheesecake, Berliner or something like that. I want to try lemon pound cake, and then this is from Igneous Brewing Company, King Cake Pastry Stout. There's an app. I can send you the link if you want to. It's called Tavor. They have all these cool, odd, weird beers like that from all over the United States, and then they crate them up and then they send them to you in a box through the mail, and then you get them and then you drink them, or you hoard them like I do and drink them really slow. But Eagle Park's a Milwaukee brewery. But yeah, they're a little expensive getting it through that app, but you're getting weird beers from all over the United States that you normally wouldn't be able to get. There's a screw here. That's as loose as loose. Now you got to remember, a lot of these relays are connected to each other. So in order to move them all, you have to get all the screws out. And what I like doing first is, that one is stuck down there. Good. What I like doing first is cleaning the relays. There we go. Cleaning them, because when I clean them, they're going to get junk all over the playfield. I mean, board. And then when I flip them up and vacuum them, there's going to be no mess left. But I'm going to actually vacuum the top of these first. That is not screwed down. That is stuck down. I'm going to get my vacuum and vacuum the top of them off first. And then we'll flip them up. And then we'll vacuum underneath here. This is something that is not needed to be done. But this is how I shop games. Since I'm here, I decided I'm going to clean underneath here because it's really hard to clean under there. So if I clean them this way, I got to get my brush, wherever it is. Did I lose my brush, or is it over here? There it goes. I have a little paintbrush I use. And, hey Pez, what's up? Pez is another person that I know that has a Twitch stream. He does live pinball too. So check him out, and TurboGrafx-7 if you're into that. Anyways, here is my links for my free tickets to MGC. The first YouTube one that you see on top is the instructions on how you can win. The second YouTube link is an unlisted link I have where you would go and do what it tells you to do in order to win tickets. I am giving a ticket away on Saturday Or you can win 2 tickets on Sunday for this. So for MGC, November 5th through the 7th. Is that right? Yeah, 5th through the 7th, 2021. Now I'm going to be turning my mic off to vacuum because you guys don't want to hear. All right. Okay, you should still be. Can somebody give me a thing if you can still hear me? Because for some reason my wireless mic was on, but I just turned it off. Okay, now you won't hear me. All right. Yeah, Ryan, that's the snowball that you're hearing right now. So I got that cleaned off. Now I'm going to do with my brush is I'm just going to scrub the tops of these to knock all the... No, I can feel the dust in the air. I'm about to cough. To get all the dust off the top so it can just drop down to the bottom. And I like doing the wires too. I do everything on them. But this is just one more part of how I shop a machine, because I want this machine to look as best as it can. It might not be pretty on the outside. You know, I don't do restores. I do refurbish. I want it to look as good as I can. You know, for cleaning wise like this, I can't do paint and stuff like that. I don't do playfield, you know, fixing. I'll fix some like little divots and put like some clear coat on it. Yeah, I'll do that. You know, to like for the ball track on top. I'll do that. Do some fixing on it, but I don't do. Are you stuck down there? There we go. I don't. Oh, but I don't do anything else. All right. There. That is the mess. That is what I don't want to leave. I have to keep that. That is why I clean them the way I clean them. Because that is horrible. Once I vacuum all this off, this is going to be... Yeah, I should take a picture. Thank you. I'll send the picture to the owner of the game. There we go. The before. So, alright, I'm going to turn the mic off again so you don't have to hear the blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm the Bob Ross with the brush. Alright. Now you can see night and day on there. Did we like have a little glitch? Looks like it. Alright. So now these are all pretty. All underneath you can see that's where that one went missing. I will put that back on. But yes, this is so much better looking. It's more pleasant looking when you look down on a machine from the inside. It's just, the less dust you have, the cleaner it gets. So you can see here, this is like here, this is just nasty. Nasty here. Clean. Look at that. And that's the way I do them. It's just, you're paying me good money to tear apart your machine, so why am I not cleaning it all the way? That's how I look, and that's why I clean it the way it is. It's just that one extra step. I want that shock value of when I give the machine back to the customer, and when we open it, and they're like, wow, that is, clean. I like that. I that's like one of my favorite things, is showing them how nice it looks now. And a lot of them are like, I did not expect you to do stuff like that, which is cool. They're like, wow, that's just mind blowing that you go that far. I know when Dave was with me and we were doing a score reels, he couldn't believe how deep I go into redoing the score reels. And I'm just like, I want this machine to run another 40 years, and if you clean it the way that, like that, you will get 40 years out of your machine. Because just remember, every little hunk of dirt here will attract another hunk of dirt, and it just keeps doing that. So the more dirt you get off, the cleaner this is going to stay, and I believe it will run smoother. And it just looks, more impressive. You get your machine back, and our people are like, oh, you spent that much money, fixing it? And then hopefully they've seen it before, and you can, pop the playfield up and then show them, and they're like, look at this. And then they're like, wow. That's nice and clean. So I think it creates business too. Because if you had a machine and it was filthy how like this one was, and then if you got it back home, you're going to show your friends, and they're going to be like, damn, that dude does good work. And it's a bonus for me. So I want people to know that I do good work on their machines as best as I can do at the time. But as you can see, my skill is changing on these machines because I'm doing them different now. Every time I do a machine, it's a little different. Just like Dave gave me that Harbor Freight tool, so now I'm doing the contacts with that instead of sandpaper, which nothing is wrong with sandpaper. On some games you still have to do it. Like I was working on a Gottlieb yesterday, and you know how tiny those little relays are. I don't feel I can comfortably get in there with the this Dremel and clean the contacts on a Gottlieb because they're so stubby and tiny. But yeah, thank you for the great work. I appreciate that. That's why I'm here. I'm here to give you guys some insight on how I do my job. And then hopefully you guys can also give me insight on how you clean things and how you do things, because everybody learns from everybody. Like everybody always told me, get these Dremels, use the Dremel, do the Dremel, and I'm like, I don't want to do that, But then they brought it over and kind of forced it on me, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna see how he does this. And then by him doing that, I'm like, yes, this is awesome. I have to do this now. So, which was totally awesome. I'm glad Dave brought one over and said, this is how we're going to clean the contacts, and I love it. And I totally appreciate that Dave did that, because it was awesome. So we're going to do these now, but you can see the difference right here. This is like, you know, like kind of newish looking right now. And then what we can do too, everybody yells at me for doing this, but Novus 2. Don't waste your Novus 2 on that. Don't waste it. But it looks so pretty. You take the top of these and you go over them, the white plastic part, and that just makes them pop a little bit too. It takes the years of age off of them. If you really, really want to go crazy, you take them completely apart and you do them. Like this one, I had to take apart. But yeah, Novus 2 is like the magic tool for everything. And they just get even cleaner. But yeah, they're like, don't waste your Novus 2. I don't consider it wasting when it gives a result like this, where everything's nice and clean. It's not a waste to me. It's a beautification. It's a service. That's why, like every machine I do, it gets brand new coil sleeves. Except for you get those giant relay banks with the coil sleeves that are like that long, and they look like a cigar. They're metal. Those I will not replace unless they're damaged on the inside, because if you get one, they're usually a brand new sleeve anyways, and well, yeah, whenever you get one, they're a brand new sleeve, but they're always in the same condition. I've only had to replace one where it was so damaged just from being beat up that I had to get a new one. And then that one, what do you call it, was damaged. The rod that goes through it, I can't think. I'm having a brain fart. You can heat it up. Where were you heating up with that torch? I think I missed part of that conversation. All right, here's another trick too. These, just wipe off the dust off the back of them. And let's get this area real clean. Old stickers, yes, look at that. I'm going to wipe it again then. Old stickers, you can use Ryan V's glue stick. You can borrow it from him forever. And you can take the back of these and rub them with glue stick. Like that. And then you can take this and get it in there, put it back in the same spot, and take one of your dry fingers that doesn't have glue stick on it and push it back down, and it will stay. Then you can take Ryan V's glue stick and put it back in your toolbox. And Ryan V will never know you took his glue stick. So now we got that sticker back on there. Don't really think most people are going to need to know, but it's good because it says game relay. But you know, it's a trip latch relay. But it's good that it says game relay. So we got that back on there. So yeah, it's a little trick you can do. So I think I'm going to go and buzz through these, and then we'll lift these up. What are we going to do? I want to get a bigger area. These are connected through there. I had a good one the other day when I did it. Everything was like separate on it. This was over this way, so I could take this whole section off and just lean it to the side and get it real nice and clean. So this one I'm going to have to do a little differently. Let's do these first, and we'll get to those. And I unplugged my Dremel. You dummy, you big dummy. Alright. I have a regular Dremel, but I didn't like it because it was just so, you know, giant. You know, a Dremel's like this big. It's a good Dremel for, you know, doing like stuff around the house, but for pinball I just thought it was just too giant. And this is nice because it fits in your hand really nice. It's got one speed, you don't have to worry about anything. It's very easy to control, and it's really light. So yeah, this is the Drill Master from Harbor Freight, and I think Dave said it was $10. Okay, the hardest part is sometimes getting between these leaves. There we go. I just realized my giant head was blocking the camera. Just, you know, have to tap and I said, no, it's not a good rotary tool, but for this it's like perfect. Yes, this is perfect, and you can hear it slowing down when I was doing that. But so you're talking about removing heat. I watch a channel, and he always will take stuff and he'll heat it up so it's red hot, and then he sprays it down really quick with a garden hose, and everything just seems to break loose, because he says you're heating it up, and then the minute it's breaking everything loose, and then the minute you hit it with the cold hose, garden hose, it shrinks it all down and it forces everything to break. Like all the rust particles on stuff like that, it forces it all to break. So, you know, it does that. Let me put this up too. Was that? Nope, that's a, what do you call it? I have to put that up through OBS. There we go. That link right there is if you want to, you can subscribe to our channel for free, tvMGC for free. If you have Amazon Prime, you can use this link, and it tells you how to subscribe to our channel for free, which is really cool. Oops. This is our stream schedule. Yes, if you do overharden the steel, it becomes brittle, and then it just breaks itself, which I agree. That's our schedule, and if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Discord. So there's our 3 helpful channels. Alright, let's get back to removing these screws. So we got those all clean and pretty and beautiful, and they look awesome. I think I'm just gonna vacuum off the top of this real quick. I'm not gonna turn the thing off. Let me just get this out of the way. No, I'm not even gonna do that. I don't wanna make myself cough. I'm just gonna vacuum this, and I unplugged it too. Why do I keep doing that? I have this teeny little extension cord, and then on the end of it I have 3 prongs, 3 outlets where I can keep 3 things plugged in, and I keep unplugging the Dremel and I keep unplugging the vacuum cleaner. Okay, this is gonna be quick. I didn't feel like turning it off for those couple seconds. Alright, couple screws here. Let's do this. That's why I like having these other bits. They're long. I don't have to worry about them getting in the way. What am I doing? There. I hold the bits down and I set the screwdriver down. I like these because they're long and I don't have to worry about the tool bumping into what I'm working on. But I do need my plastic container from something I bought to hold my screws. But when I vacuum this area, I'm going to turn the sound back off. Just because it's going to be longer. I can see my snowball is maxing out the audio, and I'm sure it's really loud. Loose, loose, loose. And let's do this. I want to kind of keep those screws in there to keep that stacked together. Look at that. Oh, what fell off? A screw. Here. Look at that. That's nasty. That is nasty. Let's bring you wider. You can just see where it was clean and where it isn't. So I'm gonna shut the sound down and we're gonna work on vacuuming this. Oh, how's the grill treating you? I love the grill. I hope you enjoyed that really long video. But yeah, that grill is really super awesome. And just so you guys know, I have my laptop plugged into a 32-inch TV. So instead of me trying to squint and look at my laptop, I can just look at this giant TV now. Alright, I'm going to turn off the audio so I can vacuum. Alright, here we go. Yeah, it was, I thought, I got this grill, I got time to kill. I'm like, why don't I put my grill together and maybe somebody will get some entertainment out of watching it. Or they'll, if they're looking for a grill and you happen to have a Menards, maybe you'll end up liking that one. But yeah, I thought, you know, I figured I'm going to do stuff like that. You know, I know I do mostly pinball stuff on my channel, but I figured some offbeat weird stuff every now and then. That's why I got Wacky Wednesday. I thought that'd be kind of neat to have once in a while. Just some offbeat stuff, just to show other hobbies and stuff that I have. Maybe I'll do my garden, you know, later on, a Wacky Wednesday. That's why I label my videos the way I do. I have Wacky Wednesday, which is just, yes, my daughter's still editing all my videos. I have Wacky Wednesday just so you know it's not pinball related. So if you don't want to watch nothing that's pinball, you don't have to. I got Marvin Mondays, my cousin Marvin. But he hasn't been around much. And I got Pinball Parts or Not. A lot of people like watching those. It's just pinball parts I buy or not, and then I unbox them right in front of you, and then I put the links up if you're interested in getting any, so you can, you know, do some more research on them. And I thought that was interesting too, because we all learn off of each other with parts and stuff like that, and I figured it'd be interesting to see what people are buying for parts, where they're getting from, and how much they are. Because I always like watching that. And I got an extra screw. It had to have been somewhere laying in there, because I took out 2 screws for each one of these relays, and then 2 screws to here. But when I flipped that up, there was one that was just laying. So I have 1 extra screw, which was good that I found that, because it could have got jammed in here, one of these things, and did some really crazy weird stuff. And yes, thank you for telling my daughter she does good work. I constantly tell her she's awesome at doing that. I hope she takes that as a career. She edits them really quick, but I think she does a really good job at editing them. So I throw her some cash and stuff on the side. I take her out. I call it company dinners. We were doing that before everything hit and closed down all business. So I would take her to, she likes seafood, so I would take her to a seafood buffet. Nobody else likes seafood in my house, so I would take her to that, and we would go pig out at a buffet. Because I'm on a seafood diet right now. I seafood and I eat it. So that's always fun. But I'd like to be able to take her back out again for dinner. And I give her cash as payment for, you know, doing this for me, which is really cool. Because she doesn't have to do my videos. But I do ask. And speaking of videos, I have... Taxi is almost done right now. There will be 3 or 4 or 2 more episodes left of Taxi. I think there's 2 more episodes. And then after Taxi, I have Star Action, which will be coming out. That game's done and gone already. It's been gone for months. And then Casino is done and gone as of yesterday. And that, I have a whole series on that too. That will be coming out. I like to do them weekly because, just imagine if I dropped all of Star Action. I think there's maybe 20 videos of that. Somebody would binge watch that and then be bored. So I kind of try to like doing my videos like a TV show that you watch. So you tune back next week and you get a new video to watch. So that's why I'm so far ahead right now. Yuck. Alright, let's clean these relays. I don't know how much more I'm going to do on this today, because I'm just cleaning and doing stuff and then cleaning and doing stuff. So let's buzz these off real quick. Yeah, that's correct. These aren't as bad as Gottlieb ones. I've tried doing the Gottlieb ones, but they were hard. But this was really easy for the Williams ones. Interesting. I'm trying not to get my giant head in front of the camera and block you guys. Don't tell me my head isn't giant. It is. I have a giant head. Come on, here we go. Imagine if I actually got into restoring games. I can't see myself doing it, but I just imagine what I would do if I restored games. You'd probably be pretty sick when I was done with them. But I don't have the time and patience to restore games. That's why I like to refurbish them, but all these little pieces, they would be all polished or chrome plated and stuff. But yeah, I know I do that. I need does this game have a power toggle switch that they had to take the game out to remove the board? No, the power switch is still in the cabinet. Yep, it's still in the cabinet. There's over here. Can we see them? You can't really see them. Let me widen it out. Over here is where it plugs into the door, and then it just hey, thank you, Zone Plans. Yes, thank you, Zone Plans. Yeah, some of you have to take to get the board out. I had to do that on the Gottlieb I'm working on for MGC right now. At their warehouse, they have a Solar City. The stepper is driving me nuts because somebody was in the game and did things to it, and I'm trying to get it back to stock so it plays stock. So when you come out to game nights for MGC, it's an EM you can play. So I'm not getting paid to do this or anything. This is all volunteer time because I believe in video games and for everybody to come and enjoy them, and I want them to enjoy as many old EMs because that helps keep our hobby, alive. So I'm donating my time to go to MGC and do this. Plus, it's just something I like doing and I want to do. All right. Yes, the Gottlieb, you have to unplug each one of the flippers because they're spade connectors. Unplug the spade connectors off the chime box. Unscrew, I think, the power switch. I think that comes right out of the thing. And then you have to unscrew some of the loops for the harness so you can pull the harness out of the tilt mechanism side. And then I think you can take the whole board out completely like that with a big glop of wires following you. But Williams is pretty good. I can't remember Bally. I can't remember how easy Bally was to take out, or if I even took it out on Captain Fantastic. I can't remember. But I know Williams, this is what awesome Williams is. Everything plugs in. You got your chimes that plug in. You got your coin door that plugs in. And then you just unplug your Jones plugs and it pops right out. Yes, thank you, Mr. Jones. And Mr. Davy Jones for the monkey songs. All right, I'm going to vacuum this real quick so you don't have to hear it. Alright, we got that. And if I can get at this. What's in a bag? This is my other tool. Mark's Basement Arcade. This is my other tool. This is for vacuuming off like computer boards and stuff. And this, I can take one of these little attachments out, put it on here, and let's set this off to the side. Both parts are not. It was a Mickey Dolan song. I'm a Believer was, yeah. Mr. Jones was Counting Crows song. Mr. Jones and me. That was on Counting Crows. Now this, I can get in there and get all the little tight spots. Alright, those are all cleaned. I forgot all about that tool. I could have used it on a couple little spots here, but that's okay, we got it pretty clean. Now this whole area is all nice and clean. Oh, and you can see the clean here and what we started with right here. So then I'll be pulling all that off, but we're not doing that today because we don't need to see that today. And this one goes right here. Then we just put all this stuff back together. Mr. Johnson. And if any of you guys are in Milwaukee for MGC, I'm just letting you know I will not be at MGC late on Saturday night. I'll be there all afternoon, but I won't be there at Saturday night because I will be watching the Monkees. They are in town on that Saturday. What is it, November 6th? Mickey Dolenz and Mike Nesmith will be performing at, I think, Riverside. And I'll be there. I wish the rest of the guys would be around, but we lost them. So I can still rock out with two of them. It's their farewell tour. And yes, this vacuum set, I highly recommend anybody that wants to do what I'm doing. For pinballs, you can get into the tightest little weirdest spots with it. You can use it for computer cleaning. You can use it for detailing your car. It's got a billion and one uses. It used to have a million and one, but then since new things got invented over the years, it's now billion and one uses. So, but yes. I hope you guys are going to game nights if you're in town too for MGC. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff happening at game nights. Game nights is might block you with my head, is 4th of July weekend 2021. Back old school at the Sheraton Hilton, or the Sheraton. I don't know if it's just the Sheraton. Where did I get Hilton from? I was thinking of Paris again. But anyways, yeah, old school. Back at the Hilton, at the Sheraton. Monkey Jam '87, wasn't that? I think that was called Monkey Jam '87. My ex was at that. I think they were at State Fair Park for their tour. Yes, Monkey Jam '87. Weird Al, my wife took me to see Weird Al. That is one of the best concerts to see. Very entertaining concert. He puts on an awesome show. I highly advise anybody, if they want to go see a great concert, see Weird Al. It's an awesome show. You will not be disappointed at all. I loved seeing Weird Al. It was just so cool. Now with this game here, I am going to ask the customer if he wants me to upgrade the power cord. Because as you can see, it is just a factory lamp cord. And this is factory because it goes through the harness. And this is still original solder. Ground's never been touched. So I will ask him if he wants me to upgrade the cord or not. How does this go? Separate. I guess it don't matter. It just goes. Let's get this like that though. Mr. Jones and me. Yeah, that Counting Crow Songs is about Davy Jones. Alright, there. So yeah, what should I save for next week? Maybe I will save this half and a score motor. How does that sound? Score motor for next week. We will go through and we will clean all the plastic on that, take it off the board. Then we'll go through all the contacts on the score motor. I have one extra screw. And I still don't know where it's from, but I'm going to save it in case it fell off the playfield or what. I'll put it with the screws for the machine, which are over here. There we go. So yeah, maybe we'll do that next week. We'll go through the score motor and then we'll go through all this and clean all that. I think that'll be a good video. But yeah, I think we got a real nice chunk of this done today. We got this relay fixed, which is doing its thing. I'm going to go through and adjust all these. No use doing that. We went through these two, and this one's still not playing nice. So I'm going to have to go through these two again. Well, this one again. These were all bent up like crazy like that. This relay was out, and it looks like they were just bent by somebody to make the gameplay. I don't know. Or if they just like heated up and curled. But I'm going to have to play with these just to get them to redo what they're originally supposed to do. Then I'll go through and clean all these. This just like has no spring to it. I'm going to have to see how it is on here. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to bend all these that way to get the pressure. That's what it was. That's my bad. That's my tool. These I have to bend this way to get pressure. There we go. That's what it was. When I straighten them out, I took the pressure off. They should be kind of pushing this gate that way, like all these other ones. And when I bent them straight, I took the pressure off of them. So now they're not pushing against that gate hard like they should be. That one's really whacked. I was wondering why they were... There we go. See your difference in sound? That's what. Now I got to readjust them. I forgot because they were all so bent, and I just bent them straight, and I forgot that all these going that way are holding this gate open. So when it really closes it, it does its thing, and then when the power's off, it lets it go out with this spring. So that was my error. So now I got to readjust all these springs. But at least it's working right now. So guess we're okay with that. Like my Hurricane? That's my new Hurricane. Not Hurricane, Whirlwind. Hurricane's right there. He was fixing Whirlwind at the warehouse for the Pinball. He's got a new translate. I'm like, what are you doing with that? And he's like, throwing it out. I'm like, no, I can use that at home. Is my mic really loud? I just wanted to make sure of that too, because I can turn it down later. But he was going to throw that out, and I'm like, no. I said, that's excellent wall art. I'd love to have that. Hi, I'm Outdoors. Yeah, I was hiding underneath that. I could have had two cameras on me showing me work on that, or just me working on that, and I thought it would be better just to show me working on it instead of two of us. Why do you need to watch me like work on it when I'm working on it? But yeah, I could have did that, but I just feel just doing this would be better. And if anybody wants to know what my shirt says, I like wearing odd, weird shirts. And this explains me totally. Hey Barry, what's up? You weren't here for the whole show. You just used my t-shirt to wax your pinball machine, and now you're here laughing at me. Yeah, and my wife thought that video was funny too. She thought that was very funny. So anyways, MN Outdoors is my friend Barry. Yeah, and a while ago he won a free t-shirt that I was giving away when I had 500 subscribers. And anyways, copy. Let's do this one more time. And so I sent him a t-shirt, and then he told me he wanted to make sure he was doing something correctly today. So he sent me a video, because we're friends, and he sent me a video, and he's got my Mark's Basement Arcade, and he's going like this with his pinball machine, saying, hey, this Novus, am I doing it this right, or something like that? And my wife's like, that's your t-shirt, what's he doing? And then I'm like, that's Barry, he's just playing a joke right now. So anyways, the first link right here, the first YouTube link that I posted is instructions on winning free tickets for the Midwest Gaming Classic in November. The second link is an unlisted link. The only way you're getting this link is in chat. So click on that and do what it says. And you will win one ticket for Saturday for Midwest Gaming Classic, or two for Sunday. My pocket, right here, comes right out of my pocket. And also, I believe just by you being on this channel right now, you are getting tokens to win giveaways. I don't know if we're doing a giveaway right now. Let me see if we are. Yes, right there. There's a giveaway right there. So just by being on here and chatting, you are earning tokens. You can get a Bovinium Quest game. I believe that's for a Super Nintendo. It's a one-off game. You won't find it anywhere because it was done by MGC. So that is a game they made. I think my mic might be up too high. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, you can win that game. That's just part of being on this channel, but the tickets for MGC, that is out of my pocket. And all I ask is follow us, like us, go on my channel and do what that says. Subscribe, like my videos, share them if they help you. This is my crack. This is Arnold Palmer lemonade iced tea mix. Oh, this is the bomb. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that is following us. I thank everybody for watching these videos. It's always a blast doing them. I just want to show you one of the last things I got. I bought this. It's a ozone generator. There's some weird details on it. I just made a video. It's not up yet on my channel. It's in one of the pinball parts are not what's in a box. I'll have it uploaded soon. I unboxed it and went through it because if you buy pinball machines, I can't block that sign. If you buy pinball machines, you're gonna get a stinky one. You're gonna get a real stinky machine one day, and you're gonna be like, So I bought this machine, and it was stinky. So I put it in the garage, and then I Lysoled it like I normally do, and it was still stinky. So I Lysoled it for a week straight, and it's still stinky. So I'm like, all right, I guess it's time where I'm investing in a ozone generator, and I stuck it inside the cabinet, closed the playfield, plugged it in, and left it out in the garage. So once this gets done, I'll open up the garage door and let it air out for a while, and then stick my head in it after everything clears out and see if it's still stinky. If not, then when I go to bed tonight, I'll turn it on for another 30 minutes. This thing does like 1,200 square feet, so I figured 30 minutes inside of a pinball machine better clean it out and make it clean. So, I got the video. I gotta put it up. So if anybody's interested in that, I'll put that up and see how it works. I made a part 1 video, and then later on, if this thing is not stinky, I'll make a part 2 video. But I believe that will work. I've had games where you swear that they were an ashtray, and people just flicked their ashes into them, and then at the end of the night where they didn't finish their mixer, they threw them in a pinball machine along with their empty beer bottles and everything, and it just collected them. That's what this machine smelled like. But that one, luckily, it got cleaned with Lysol, where I would just spray it every day with Lysol, and it went away, which was real nice. And this straight flush actually smelled delicious. I don't know what was sprayed in it or sprayed on it, but it had like a really delicious candy smell, and I really enjoyed walking near the machine. And it doesn't have that candy smell no more, which is really disappointing because I like coming down here and smelling it. So I'm going to have to ask that guy if they had an air freshener on it or around it or something, but it smelled really delicious. Just like you wanted to go up and eat a score reel or something, like Willy Wonka Land Pinball. Anyways, I'm ranting again. So, yeah, it's 3:45, Milwaukee, Wisconsin time. So I think that's probably about it. Next week we'll either finish that board, or we will have the playfield set up and we'll do something on the playfield. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't finish this. I should finish it for you guys. Because that was the whole thing about having this pinball machine, was a stream tool. So, yes, thank you for being here. I thank every single one of my viewers for being here. I thank everybody for subscribing to MGC. I thank everybody for subscribing to Mark's Basement Arcade. And I can't use this sheet anymore because it's changed. Let me get on my phone. I took a picture of the email. Our schedule has changed at MGC. Let me do this real quick. I don't know exactly what's going on now. I could have sworn there was another show. There's a schedule right there. You can click on that. But Monday at 9:30 p.m. is Gamer Zone. Tuesday is at 7 p.m. is Ed's Pinball Mayhem. So if you like my channel, you'll love Ed's channel too. He's the coin up guy. That's what I always say. If a coin drops in it, Ed works on it. Neo Geo, arcade games, gun games, pinball machines, recapping monitors, all that stuff. So if you like this EM stuff, you'll like Ed stuff too. I guarantee it. Fridays, 9:30 p.m. is Late Night Leveling. I could have sworn there's some new show on Wednesday or Thursday, but this is the last email I got. So it's just the MGC email I'm just reading to you. Sundays at 2 p.m. It's called Mark's Basement Arcade. I'm going to check it out. I'm guessing it's probably going to be one of the best shows you've ever seen on Twitch. And then at Sundays at 9 p.m. is Dan with theme parks, FECs, and arcades. FEC is Family Entertainment Center. And I like watching that because Dan always has some weird stuff he's either talking about, goes off on a different story from whatever he's doing, tells you little secrets about this or little secrets about that, about all different things to do with MGC or past Chuck E. Cheese jobs. So it's always a guaranteed fun, different story watching that. So anyways, yeah, if you can follow us, follow us. If you can subscribe to us, like, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna go do something like eat, because I haven't eaten today. And I ate some pretzels, so you wouldn't hear my stomach growl like that one episode, and that's another reason I don't wear the wireless mic anymore. Somebody was like, I heard that noise, I heard your stomach growling. So yeah, I try to eat before. But anyways, yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and thanks Pez, you take care. Thanks everybody for being here, and I guess famous last words. Later.